up, everybody? Welcome into, we do profit picks every day, but it's a new NBA season. So you guys know I'm excited about that. And we have our good friend, Mr. Veno, to help us out with the start of the season today. So I'm excited for that. Didn't do an early show yesterday. Didn't talk about any of the games. Didn't play any of the games yesterday. So I don't have anything to recap. But Rob, it's been a little bit since we talked. How have you been? How's everything going on your side?
Yeah, we're doing good around here, Skee. Last night I did not play either one of those games. I don't know. There's certain weeks, Skee, where they just don't jump out at you. And I got to tell you, Sunday, I didn't like a heck of a lot either in the NFL. It looked like a weird week. Turns out to be, a typical NFL week. But Saturday was a pretty good. The college football weekend in whole last week was good. So that's mainly where we were focused. You and I were just talking off air about the WNBA final game. Did hit the under in that one, under 157 cash pretty easily once they decided to stop playing overtimes. So yeah, we head into an NBA season here. Like I said to you earlier, it's crazy that it's right up on us already.
Yeah, Steve, I'm what you said. Put the word out there. We back up. Love it. NBA and Science Project clearly loves it too. NBA. I've been waiting for it. I'm excited. You guys know this is where we make the majority of our money. So Daniel, remind everybody to hit the like button. Appreciate you. Says let's all get this money. So we have, man, everybody's popping out. Bryce here today. I did see Avery up there too. Everybody's ready for NBA. Austin, remind everybody to hit the like button. Appreciate all you guys. Comments coming. Look, Dia, best time of the year. We back. Everybody's here. So we got a couple games to talk about today. And then I think it's like that every Tuesday and Thursday. And then tomorrow we'll have a full slate. So let's talk these two. First up, we have 501, 502. New York Knicks, Boston Celtics opened up Celtics -5. They're now mostly sixes out there. There is a 5.5 still hanging. Total open 221 and looks like 222.5. As far as the injury report is concerned, we do know Porzingis is going to be out for the foreseeable future. Achua, Mitchell Robinson, both out for this Knicks team. McCullough also out. Rob, I'll say this. I'm a fan of how the trade went for the Knicks side. I think that Cat will be good for this team. It's no secret. I'm not a Julius Randle fan. We'll talk about him some more in the next game. And in my eyes, I feel like they only really lost DiVincenzo. And I don't like that they lost him, but if you can pick up Cat, I understand. And the other pieces that they picked up, this Knicks team looks pretty stacked. Celtics don't really make any moves. They return everybody. They're just lacking KP to start. So my initial thought process here, Rob, is you have the champions without any moves. They still have all that chemistry, all that continuity versus the Knicks team who, it might take a little bit of time for them to get used to playing with each other. A couple new pieces over there. So I wanted to bet the Celtics some way, shape, or form. And my thought is the best way might be to go early. We know how dominant the Celtics were first quarter, first half last year. I think more so in the first half. And the Knicks, a little bit of the opposite in the first half. So I think Celtics early. If it's going to take them time to get used to each other, we want to get in and out in this game, right? So Celtics first half was catching my attention the most in this game. How do you feel about it, Veno?
Yeah, I kind of like the Celtics too, Skee. I would. The only reason why I didn't go early in this game was, you hang the banner. Those nights sometimes get to be a little more celebration than right to work out of the chute. But I do think Boston's got some advantages here. And the Knicks, for what it's worth, they're still, they did such a good job last year playoffs at rebounding, especially offensive rebounding, but they're so short as far as height is concerned. Cat is the only real big on this team. I know they'll come with Jericho Sims off the bench, but missing Robinson and Achua to me is a big deal against this particular team. Don't know that they match up real well as far as rim protection is concerned on the Knicks side. However, we saw them take a different look at the end of last year with this particular roster under Tom Thibodeau. You don't expect his teams to be high scoring, but the Knicks wound up being very high scoring in the playoffs last year. Brunson was having 35-point game after 35-point game. Josh Hart was killing it on the boards and with points. Bridges as well added to the roster. I think that the Knicks, I tried going through this in my head a few times. I think they might play with pace, Skee. And if they play with pace, I like over in this game against Boston. Maybe more than side, maybe more than first quarter, first half, anything. I would probably lean toward over. Boston comes off the bench with very little defense, but with a lot of shooting with Pritchard and Hauser. Cornette kind of drifts and shoots threes as a big. So for me, I think the push toward over here, which got as high as 223.5 and has now come back down a little bit. There seems to be some take back. I still think this is a good number because I think the Knicks will play with pace. I'm not coming out of the gates here on fire with big plays, but I do think a small play on over is worth it here. I just feel like the Knicks can, especially the way they offensive rebounded last year. The one thing, and you mentioned it, that I don't like here is that Dante DiVincenzo was a big piece offensively in the playoffs last year. He, too, was knocking down threes, 30-point games, and that's absent. May take them a little time to get used to one another, but I do think that this might be a hair bit different for Tom Thibodeau until he gets Mitchell Robinson and Achua back. I know we made a big point last year about when Anunoby plays. They're better defensively. It's hard to be great defensively against this Celtics lineup.
I agree. Celtics team still looks like they're going to shoot a million threes. And, I would think it's a lot more options scoring-wise for this Knicks team too right now. I can't argue that over. That over sounds like a solid look. There was a comment. I guess that could have been my recap. So let me go back and answer the question. I think they asked me, how did I finish last season, units-wise? Slightly under 62 units up. So NBA was good last season. Last 3 seasons, I think we're slightly under 235 units combined. Justin, I am not mad at all. I think that over is a good look, Rob. One thing I don't think will go over, though, Jalen Brunson. I'm looking at his point prop, 28.5. I mean, they must still be thinking like he has to do everything for this team like it was the playoffs, right? Because he has help now. Matchup versus Drew Holiday, matchup versus Derek White. I mean, is that who we want to be betting on people to score against? Not me. So Jalen Brunson under 28.5 is pretty appealing to me. You have any thoughts on that prop, Rob?
Yeah, I could agree with that. I think obviously that number was posted off of what we saw last, which was Jalen Brunson carrying that team. I mentioned it earlier, 40-point performances. With Anunoby healthy, he was kind of in and out of that lineup last year. With Bridges, with Towns, you get extra options here. So, and of course, like you said, this might be the best defensive backcourt in the NBA. So it's not easy going when you're going up against these guys. So 28.5 does sound a tick high, especially when you could see, looking at their lineup, you could probably see a couple other guys finding their way to 20 points as well. So maybe more distributed here than one-sided.
Yeah, like pick and roll. I can see pick and pop with Cat, getting Cat the ball, Cat shooting a lot of threes. It's a lot of ways for them to score now. So probably will be involved on that Brunson prop, even though I didn't hit the trigger just yet. So a few different ways we feel about this game. Appreciate you guys in the chat. My guy UCapper tapping in. He says, hit the like button, y'all. And shout out to UCapper. He's been really hot pretty much in every sport. So make sure y'all checking him out. Javi's asking, how do I feel about Tatum boards? I don't really have a strong opinion. I guess I can understand it, though, because, no, I don't have a strong opinion. I don't want to talk you on or off of that one. So let's keep going. If I'm playing that, it's Celtics first half. It's Jalen Brunson under his point prop. And Veno thinks it'll be a higher scoring game in general. Next game, we have Wolves and Lakers. 503, 504 opened up Lakers as a 1-point favorite and has flipped to the Wolves as a 1-point favorite. Total came down from 224.5 as low as 221.5. And make sure you line shop because I see 221.5, 222, 222.5, depending on what you like. For the Lakers, still no Vando, no Christian Wood, and Koloko is not ready to be out there yet, I guess, either. For the Wolves, I don't see anybody on their injury report. So this one is interesting to me. I can't say enough how much I like the rookies for Minnesota, but like I said earlier, I do not like the addition of Julius Randle. I believe he's coming off of an injury too. Just seeing how he's going to fit over here on this team, I don't like it. I'll start with that. If I'm playing this game, I'm looking at a couple player props, honestly, Rob. But before I give that, I'm curious if you like Julius Randle over there in Minnesota, and Lakers have been pretty ass in season openers. I don't even want to think about backing them. But can you?
Um, yeah, I'll say this. This was the one that I bet originally. I played Minnesota. The line obviously has shifted, but I don't think it makes a difference. Yeah, Casey, that's a good point. That's probably what made me go to the window. I don't mind Randall only in the sense that when I think back to the way last year ended in Minnesota for Karl Anthony Towns, he wasn't really contributing, wasn't making any shots. He had that horrendous 3-point stretch, and then one game in the playoffs, he came through and nailed a few. But it seemed like it was time for Anthony Edwards to be the guy. And Julius Randle, if nothing else, brings them a lot of rebounding for this team. Physicality inside, rebounding. He got to get out of the habit of trying to shoot so many threes, which is different than Towns. So it's definitely a different lineup fit, Skee. But I think next to Gobert, they should handle the boards pretty good, that team. And we know that they can play defense with McDaniels and Ant. So I don't mind it as much. It may take a little getting used to. And on Julius Randle's part, he's got to fit in with them. I don't think they're going to fit in around Julius Randle. So he's going to have to fit in with them. I love their bench. You got to love Naz Reid off the bench. DiVincenzo, we've talked about already. Huge spark off the bench. Alexander Walker, good off the bench. I think that bench is much better than what the Lakers are presenting for a bench here tonight. So it's hard for me to get to the Lakers here. I still question their three-point shooting. And if nothing else, you have to question whether they'll get out of the gate quick with JJ Redick's new system. What is this? And what are they going to look like? Not quite sure what LeBron and JJ Redick have put together for a philosophy for this team. So could take some time for the Lakers. Don't like their bench. Like Minnesota's continuity a heck of a lot better. And I think that, they're one of those teams that's still hungry, Skee. Young enough, they probably don't take the beginning of the season attitude as let's just get to the playoffs. I think they really want to play from the opening tip here tonight. So I took Minnesota. I like Minnesota. Thought the price was, you're asking them to win a game basically.
Well, I'm not gonna say I'm rooting for you, Rob, but I don't know. You know, I'm a fan. I'm a fan, so I would love to see the Lakers win the first game. I don't have any money on it. If they lose, I guess I'll be happy that you at least won some money on it. I'll say it like that. What I'm looking at here, a couple people said in the chat, and let me go back to this comment. Javi, I'm with you. Says AD's gonna cook Rudy. It's personal with that Defensive Player of the Year robbery. He talks about it often, and that is the first thing that I played. Anthony Davis over 24.5 points. Just look at what he's done versus Gobert. I mean, you see the comment on the screen. Besides the game when he got injured and only played like 10 minutes or something like that, 38 points, 38 points, 31 points, 33 points. Oh, you Defensive Player of the Year, huh? All right. AD's gonna cook him tonight. He's cooking him. And Gobert plays a lot of that drop coverage too. So and he doesn't want to be out there in the 3-point line. And I saw AD shooting some more threes. So I think there was another comment from Justin here. AD top scorer plus 250 in his pocket. I think AD has a big night. I just chose to play his points alone. And outside of that, I did take a look at Naz Reid over his 3-point prop. I know he's had a lot of success versus the Lakers. He shoots a lot of threes in general. See guys in the chat liking it right there too. But out of the two, I think I like AD's points more. Any opinion from you on those, Rob?
Yeah, AD's points I couldn't argue with. was it Justin who said he had him as the leading scorer for the game? I would find that a little more difficult just because Anthony Edwards is on the other side, and I don't know if Austin Reeves or D'Angelo Russell or anybody, LeBron, I don't know how they're going to match up with him. So that would be a little more difficult. But a motivated Anthony Davis can go over his point prop any night. So I can't argue with that one.
Science Project says 80, 14 plus rebounds. There were 2 games versus Minnesota last season where he had 17 rebounds, and then 2 where he didn't even get to 10. So we'll see which AD we get on the boards tonight. Wham is with it. He says 80 to the moon. And Casey says she liked what she saw from him in preseason too. So I think he comes out strong here tonight. And I'll leave the side to you guys, man. I've let the Lakers stress me out in season openers enough over the recent years. So let me see. There was a couple more questions. I'm gonna scroll and see if I can get to them. Really player prop questions I think we're getting here. So RC mentioned that the Wolves pace is gonna be different this year. Any opinion on that, Rob? Did you see anything that's gonna make them faster or slower? Like, did you hear any quotes or anything?
The only thing for this season, I have not seen the head coach, Chris Finch, come out and say one way or the other what they're going to do. But I will say this, in the playoffs last year, Skee, we did hear them an awful lot mention that they wanted to be quicker. I don't know if the substitution of Randall for Towns makes them quicker, but it can just be a philosophical thing where they decide they've got enough speed on that team to be quick. We did see it quite a bit. I think in that, which was it, the Denver series, basically ran them off the floor. So if that were the case, I wouldn't argue the head coach on that. We'll have to see. I should be on over if that's the case. But I'll have to watch it first. I did trust Ronald on it, though. Obviously, he saw it somewhere and thinks that maybe they'll play a little bit differently.
And I couldn't scroll up to the questions that were so far up, but shout out to my guy Mark. I did see him yesterday out here. He's been around enough. He knows exactly where to find me. He don't got to hit me up. He just he pops in the spot, and then sure enough, I walked in right behind him. So shout out to you, Mark. My bad yesterday. I stepped out for a little bit, and maybe I was gone too long. When I came back, you were there no longer. So my bad. But nice to see you nonetheless. All right. Got through these 2 games for today, Rob. I think it's about time we move over to best bet segment. And I'm going to pass it to you first. I'm not sure what you would like to promote right now. I'll ask you if there's anything you would like to promote. And if you have a best bet for the show, no pressure, feel free to share.
All right, so let's go real quick to promotion, because over at wagertalk.com, where you find all of my work, it is $5 Tuesday, Customer Appreciation Day. They do this on a weekly basis. If in fact you are interested in getting involved with selection service packages, they do sell everybody's top play for only $5 on Tuesday. So it's a good way to get introduced to guys. You can hop on over there for that. If you haven't become a member yet at wagertalk.com, I would just say drop your email address and you can get free access to all their videos and all their written content each and every day, some of which Skee and myself are part of over there. As for the best bet, Skee, I'm going to go, oh boy. I don't want to leave a best bet that goes against you here, but I do like Minnesota. I like them even at -1. I think they'll win the game by a bucket, if nothing else. It might take a little bit of time for JJ Redick's system to get implemented and executed the way they want it to be. I could see the Lakers obviously motivated here tonight. I find Minnesota to be a team, though, real quickly that, when we look around the league, and I'll just go back to the Trae Young comment from years past, we know there's certain teams that don't really care until they get to playoffs. We run into this every single year, but I think Minnesota's a team that cares. So I'll open up with them. -1 is the best bet for the show.
All right, good stuff from Rob. Yeah, shout out to YVK. I did. He says I met Skee and 5-star up there. Yeah, guys, you know where to find me, man. So it was good meeting you. I think it was your birthday too. Hopefully you enjoyed it when you were here. For myself, promo wise, I didn't put any $5 anything up yet, just because I didn't have a top play yet, or or anything to put up. I did play some stuff, but I didn't put that up. I will have something up, whether it's for today or tomorrow, a little bit later, if you're interested in the $5 Tuesday. But I'll just say my promo is however you want to get involved with me for NBA. I'm looking at my numbers over here on the side. Plus 61.98 units last year, plus 128.13 the year before, plus 44.83 the year before that. That's plus 234.94 units in 3 years. So $100 betters, $23,934. I think, now is the time if you would like to be involved with me and get every single bet that I make in the association. And that's at wagertalk.com. Both, our profiles are in the link are in the description to this video. My best bet for the show, we talked about it. Hey, he's taking it personal. Fake ass defensive player of the year. They know they should have gave one of those to Anthony Davis. Gobert gets cooked by everybody. He's gonna get cooked once again tonight by AD. 38, 38, 31, 33. They're only asking for 25 plus. Easy money, man. Easy money. Bank on AD tonight as the best bet. Appreciate you guys. It's great to be back for the association. I see everybody's just as excited as I am in the chat. And hopefully we can have another profitable season. Rob, I appreciate you taking the time to break these games down with me. I'll reach out to you and we'll talk about when we'll be back on again. And just appreciate everybody. So I will be on with my guys later, the OG crew, Dutch, Babano, and Wham Bam. We'll talk out some more of these games, see if we can find some more ways to play them. Until then, best of luck on your action and peace.